Welcome back, everybody. It's early. It's Friday. It's already hot. My mind is disjointed. So I'm going to try to keep this at least relatively coherent and more brief than I tend to run on, I think. One of the most important updates of the week, and it just went into effect quite recently, is no more mixing for the steering, as I have fabricated this little quick and dirty friend here. Little piece of cherry with some skateboard grip tape on it. So if you saw the last one, and I hope you did, you'd know that I'm in love with the four wheel steer on Blue Sky High. But the solution I had, particularly as the knob on that, like, it's a fingertip knob, and that's really not going to work. I don't think that what I have now is the perfect solution, but it is workable. We've got two steering wheels now. I have them set to go in the opposite directions. It's not quite in the right spot, but there's no glue involved. This was essentially just, I turned that down on the lathe and just press fit it. And I think I kind of have it mostly centered to where the line of the tape is that gives me a signal of when the rear is pretty straight. I mean, we will see. I have not driven it. This is recently, quote unquote, completed, and it seems like it will be functional. I don't think I'm ever really going to need more throw in the rear than I had initially tried to make the outside edges square, and it just didn't work. Wood is not a grippy enough material. Also of note, as I had complained about this before, the front, the steering link from the Samex set, all the other links on here are Samex. But when I set up the rear steer, this is just straight off of an Element, and I managed to get a front one to match because I already had one, thanks to the factory teams that are on a couple of the other Element axled rigs. But why it had not gone on here before is I didn't have the straight end links. I only had the offset ones. So what I did is I took one of the sway bar ones, took it over to the lathe, cut it up, and drilled and tapped it. And that is the one that I cut and drilled and tapped. So I'm pretty happy with it. Oh, also, the steering is now turnbuckles front and rear. As you can see, the attitude on that horn to get it straight. When you're buying aftermarket stuff, like this one is the tiniest bit clocked off the other way. So some horns just don't cooperate super well with some servos, and I'll do whatever is necessary to avoid dialing in a bunch of sub-trim. So as much as I liked this little guy, who I think maybe Gate Rover, I don't know. I love this little guy, but it is very fiddly to get it to adjust to any sort of length. Adapting Lil Yella to fit the Gozer body. And I had mentioned during the test footage of that there was some real run-out sound here. And it turns out it chalked up 100% to just not paying enough attention, I guess is what we'll classify that as. The lay shaft itself is slightly bent. So there's nothing I can do. It kind of, you can see it wobble. It kind of wobbles a little. Does it wobble enough for me to take this apart and put in another lay shaft? I have two other homeless STRC lay shafts. I don't know if it does, because pulling the gearbox out of this with the dig and everything, and how all the wires run directly over the top of it, it's really kind of a pain. And Lil Yella still stands as one of the quietest rigs in the fleet. It still hasn't even, I don't think it's even been rolled. I don't think that top has seen dirt. He's still so very shiny. Someone who hasn't made an appearance in a little while now, and I'm not 100% sure why. I think I've driven it 2 times since I cut up the chassis and everything to get the Fusion in there. I don't know if it's maybe the tires, like I'm not blown away by the 2.2 Braven Berserkers. I'm genuinely thinking about just testing some other sort of tire on here. And as the heat came on so quickly and so intensely, I haven't had a chance to go through the other 2 bags of mortar on Ancient Kingdom. So that might be tomorrow. So what I might do is take these well, Blue Sky High is definitely going to come out there and do some running so I can see how my brain works with the new 4-wheel steer setup. And I think while I'm at it, I might just throw, I mean, I've got tires laying around. I think I might just grab a random set or 2 of tires and throw them on Zoidberg here. As you can tell, there's like no wear on these Berserkers, and they are, but like they don't have the grip profile I want, I guess is what it comes down to. Because I would like to put some more wheel time on this as I'm starting to figure out 4-wheel steer, and I'm starting to get a handle on dig. And if some other tires show some promise, I think what might happen is the little fella will give up his RC4, as this is a rig that is definitely more suited to an RC4. Little fella needs 2 channels. He doesn't need any sort of fancy stuff. And as I've said, I like a momentary for dig. Probably put dig on that one. That way I can, oh yeah, dig on 4. And then I can do non-mixing, because as Zoidberg sits now, he has been on the GT5, the actual mixing, and A, it's fiddly to get to, and B, I think, now that I'm learning how it works, it's just not, it might be a good solution for a monster truck, but it's not a good solution for these. And also, definitely worthy of noting, this is the J Concepts bar shell, Baher, B-A-J-R, Baher, bar, that has been in service for a very, very long time. That's not dirty because it's not cleaned. This thing has done some slipping and some sliding. This was on one of the rigs when I was doing speed runs with it, so this thing has slid on the pavement upside down at about 60 miles an hour. This is the amount of breakage. You're starting to see some stress fracturing there. We've got 1 tear in the fender, and it's starting to break right at the bottom of the A-pillar. But this was done, this is all duplicolor vinyl and fabric paint. I just dusted it with the black on the inside, so you can kind of see it's like fake tint. That body has been through hell and back. The crease right here is from where it's got stuck under a cattle fence and the body like popped inside out. This body right here is a big part of why I'm such a big fan of J Concepts shells, and why J Concepts shells outnumber pretty much everything else here. And why is this worthy of note? Well, it comes back to this guy. And as much as I am enamored by nice, soft copper panels, what I don't like is vehicles built out of a cage, because working on that thing is a nightmare. I love the axles, I love the handling, the performance. I feel like it could sit a little lower, and to get it to sit a little lower, I think I could fabricate some frame rails for it. And if I happen to fabricate some frame rails for it, the wheelbase on Zoidberg is a little extended, so we I mean, look at that. It would definitely need some trimming all the way around. I would probably just have to cut the fenders all the way off in the back. But a bar shell is as durable as they come, relatively inexpensive. Wow, I just noticed the crease on this side is actually worse. Uh, and I think that might look pretty King of Hammers Formula Off Road kind of cool. So this is definitely a possible route for Zoidberg. Also, I don't know. Picture this not white, and it's got a sort of, it's definitely got a Zoidberg feel to it. I don't 100% know why, but I feel like it does. So I've been trying to figure out mentally what sort of project to attack next, and aside from spending the just absurd amount of money to build a 6x6, which is what I really want to do, but the axles alone, I mean, it's looking like $300 just for axles, and then there's everything else. So this might be the potential upcoming project because I can do most of it myself. It will come down to mostly just buying a new Baher shell, not a Baher 2, as I don't really like the look of it, but these are still available. Oh, and the tuning process of potentially moving the radio over. That remains to be seen. So I think a couple of these guys will come outside while it is still not yet an inferno. They will head over to Ancient Kingdom, which is pretty much the only place I'll be filming this week, as it's where I can find shade. And I'll do a little test. This guy, Zoidberg, is going to come. Blue Sky High is going to come. And I think Lil Yellow might come just to take a look at how that the run out in that lay shaft looks. So I'll get some batteries in these, and we'll head out into the blast of the early summer sun. I don't know, that somehow seems more appropriate for the Capra. It's really Formula Off-Road looking on there, and those showdowns are fairly beat. But hey, if it handles decent on those, then that's definitely promising. I really like the blacked out 2.2s that I've assembled. I had to order all of that hardware to do those. So I'm going to have to look. I'm probably going to either have to stretch a set onto these 2.2s or find a set of a smaller diameter 2.2s. Like Berserkers are not very big. They stand 10, 12 millimeters taller than a typical 1.9. And that's what I liked, the 2.2, but smaller. They really don't have the grip profile that I want, is what I think it is. So if Zoidberg does well at all on these, then I think the next project there is there. His wheelbase looks really absurdly long right now. I definitely should mention, because many hours that could have been spent with more productive enterprises, this is not a box of zip ties. This is the holding box of unsorted fasteners, and there's nothing in this box with some small examples of some stragglers that are here in the zones. This is just 3mm button heads. There's some stainless in there, but it's mostly alloy. Why is that relevant? Because the way I had it before was all of my 3mm in one box, all of my 4mm was in one box, and I had no place for 2, 2.5, I had no place for any of that. I've not really even begun sorting the 2 and 2.5. M4 is still a small enough category that one box is plenty. Crawlers use virtually nothing that's M4 except the set screws for when I build my own links. Then you have to have the box that's stuff that you don't know where it goes anywhere else. These were Walmart, I think. These boxes I've had for a great number of years, and they're really difficult to find in this size. This is just socket caps and stainless, and I had to sort all of those out with my good friends, these guys. I started to get a real eye for separating the different lengths because, we're talking 2 millimeter increments. And that eye became really important when I got to the flat heads and button heads, which is why this box is so Spartan. There's just so many. Like this is a time thing. You give yourself enough time, and you will accumulate just an outlandish number of fasteners. And like, why do I have so many 12 millimeter buttons? Was I replacing them? Have I been buying McMaster bags of them and not using them? I have no idea. I just know that this box is this empty because this box is this full. And I probably spent more time picking nuts and bolts out of, I think these are for beads, out of bead boxes with a pair of tweezers than I did doing mortar. So they're equally backbreaking. There's no weight here, but like I felt worse after doing this than after I did after doing 400 pounds of mortar.
As I arrive at the days, and I would easily say the weeks chosen for crawling spot, I sound the rallying cry of people of a certain age, which is, it is too hot and my back hurts. So we're gonna clank over there. I often forget, as I've said, I haven't wheeled Zoidberg in a little while. I forget how noisy that gearbox is. Yeah, Zoidberg is not a wheel lifter. Is his wheelbase long enough to get over the rock? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I said I would find somebody who could reach that rock. Yeah, he's also absurdly wide. Those are just a standard offset. What do I have dig on? Here? Nope. Is it this? Oh yeah, I've gotta move that radio. I now recall why Zoidberg's dig doesn't get used very often. I've had to put dig on that because of the steer mixing. Because yeah, his turning radius is not super great because he's so wide. But also, let's see if I can prove myself wrong. Yeah, like impossible, not impossible, but very difficult to flip over. The front shock looks weird. It's just making an occasional clunking noise. Yeah, the showdowns feel pretty good. If I had four-wheel steer workable, I could drive them in reverse as easily as forward. Yeah, the showdown, yeah, you get some nice low speed on them and they work. But yeah, his radio situation is far from optimal. And now that I'm just moving it around here on some tires that do grip better, the showdowns are definitely out gripping the Pitbull Berserkers. And I recall why I didn't put 2.2 showdowns on here, because they are huge. They're like pie tins. So let's see if we can just do it dumb enough to get him to roll out. But no, those tires are hooking up too well. And added to the official, unofficial, do not say words list after that prior fiasco, I think I'm consciously adding the G word along with the W word. Although Zoidberg handles the travertine no issues at all. And his suspension is well sorted. The more I watch it crawl, though, I think I would like to see it with a body which will be an interesting cut festival, as he's got so much suspension movement. Like that angle right there is going to be a trick with any kind of Lexan body. I understand the cage, but I don't think I like the cage that much. Let's just move him right over there. That's a good spot. It occurs to me now that I think I've done it before, but a Fusion powered 6-gate is probably in the cards, as wholly unintentionally the three out here right now are all Fusion, Hobbywing Fusion powered. Can he get over? Second longest wheelbase out here, but no overhangs. Not as pretty. But yeah, these tires. They love it out here. Can it come up here? Look at that. It's so predictable. And the radical change, the more I drive it, the more I notice it. That the handle, how did the handling improve so noticeably just from changing the body? I mean, I understand I'm taking a roll risk here. Let's get that up. Yeah. Just goes wherever it wants. Oh, that's... Okay, are we in a spot? I feel like we're in a spot. Let's try to get around. Oh, there it goes. Oh, try to avoid rolling as much as possible on the high grip sandpaper. Yeah, Scorpios, they love this surface. Something, as I said, something needs to go right here. This is just too big of an expanse of just nothing. I'd like to make a little, kind of like a little valley using that big, the rock I'm currently high centered on. Ooh, that was almost one pull too many. Oh, well, you know, I mean, this is what they do. These things are gonna happen. I don't think, I'm trying to find something that looks a little tougher. Like I thought that would have been a little tougher with that wheel. Okay, let's go straight at this face right here. Yeah, the Scorpios, a little push. Can we pull it? That's tough when it drops off there. Yeah, but if it doesn't drop off. Getting around this rock here is proving to be one of the more challenging elements, because that is real downside, but so much steering. So much steering. Get that front corner down. Get it down. There we go. Very good. Now let's just park over there. I'm just gonna park everybody around. Let's hope my trims are okay, and the length of those turnbuckles are at least close. Straight up and over. Not a problem. Also, do I want the rear steer reversed? Pushed it out a little too much. love the growlers, but I will say, at least right here, more grip from the Scorpios. I just reached for the I just reached for dig. I guess that's good. Like the programming is starting to take over. No, I think I like the steering for the rear non-reversed. I think I like both wheels to turn the same direction. It seems to be how my brain works. Luckily, that's an easy fix here. We go beep it a beep beep beep. Reverse, enter, channel 3, normal, enter, exit, exit. Let's see. Yeah, it's like video games. Inverted. Has to be inverted. You pull back on a stick in an airplane to go up. So I don't know how the kids these days, they can play with, like, if you push forward. I mean, if you push forward, you go forward. Yeah, my brain is set on inverted. So yeah, I no matter what direction the rig is moving, I see the rear tires the same way I see the front tires. Back out of this. Yeah, this is much more intuitive, and the big knob definitely helping me keep it centered. Ah! Yeah, I find myself reaching out farther. So I think the knob needs to be a little smaller around, but a little longer. Come out maybe to about the middle of the other steering wheel. Again, as much a note for myself as for anyone else. And now with the knob, like, I never understood why in the channel mixing, they've got rear steer only. And I get it now. Yeah, I can find center pretty good. That's a perfect, that rock is factory perfect for high centering. Surprise, we're going to the saddle instead. I found a spot where I can kind of set the camera a little bit in the shade. I'm using zoom, so I'm pretty far away, and that is my excuse for why I'm not going to do well on these climbs. It's amazing that the way the gear reduction is in the Capra, 1200 kV feels pretty hot. Really, anything above a 35 turn in a Capra is too fast. I feel like if I come any further to the left, that's gonna fall off. I'm stuck on the steering link in the back. Oh, can he pop loose? Okay. Oh. Stay up. Yeah, see, this is a moment right here. My thumb is reaching for the second wheel that's not there. And dig, I'm reaching, my thumb is flickering over the spot where that button should be. But set on the channel 4, on the channel 4 toggle lever on the GT5, it's just unusable. So it would appear that Zoidberg's issues were a 50-50 of the radio and the tires. I like these tires better, but I still have the radio. Let's do it. Long moment of dig here. Yeah, these, I don't think the Showdowns have ever been used on dig before. That's not bad at all. Okay, how about just straight up? I don't know what is caught there. I'm using entirely too much wheel speed. Well, I mean, he looks like a rock bouncer. We might as well use him like a rock bouncer. I think the whole rear axle is just hung pretty good. Get over it. Get over it. Yeah, not that way. Not that line. Not that line, friend. Little less torque twist on the shorter tire as well. Yeah, the Showdown's not the perfect tire for this type of river rock assaulting. But if you can get the speed just right. Yeah, I want dig right there. I want dig and four-wheel steer right there. But nice. Nicely done, Zoidberg. Alright, we'll park him right there. And the radio that is closer to my position. Blue Sky High. Do that same. Yeah, I don't know why I'm going so hot on the trigger right now. Yeah, this is a situation. It just feels like Blue Sky High's got so much more clearance right here. When I don't think that he does. Oh, this steering is so good. It's so good. It feels so good. Yeah, you just go nice and slow. Oh yeah, mixing is the devil's work. Oh, I can't see it from here, but I can tell you right now that passenger rear is way up in the air. Let's try to set it back down. There we go. Oh yeah, my thumb can think this. This is a thought my thumb's internal brain can think. Yeah. Do one other over here. Right up this rough stuff here. Now, take it a little back. Oh yeah. Like I say, I'm not gonna claim that I'm good at it, but it feels a little bit like cheating, because I get under that lip right there, and ordinarily it gets stuck, but you just put a little attitude on it, like it's slipping. Aim it in. There we go. The skateboard grip tape is really good. I can just use a nice gentle touch on the wheel. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to wheel this a good bit more before I make any decisions about altering the dimensions of steering wheel 2. I had initially thought of maybe hitting a spindle sander and going for like a similarly scalloped shape, but it occurred to me that I only touch the wheel in the one spot. Like I try to keep my thumb in a fixed location. And let's blur the camera out here. I keep it in a fixed location, and I just kind of. That's it. That was very blurry. I'm doing I feel like I'm doing a decent job of getting the wheel centered. That's. Then obviously, I mean, it's a rock crawler, so if you go slower, things are more mentally manageable. Oh, should not have let go of the wheel there. All right, let's move it on down here. Yeah, that line of attack right there that's too easy. I mean, for these guys. Nice little sunny spot. So,
let's try to get everybody in the frame here. I do notice I'm hitting that second steering wheel quite a good amount. I have to be a little more conscious of that. Little Yellow gonna opt for, let's see. This is like the capability contest. Who is going to be the one that picks something just impossible? Yeah, the Scorpios, at least today in these conditions, have the most G-word. If I can get that nose to swing without dropping, I cannot. I don't know why I thought that I could pull that line off. Well, there's that little table of a rock that's coming down in front of the big one. I want to try to get onto right there where the front tire is. Yeah, I'm just like, there's a mental gate there. I don't have enough. I'm just desperately trying not to use reverse, but reverse has to come in right here. All right. Now keep it low. Low and slow. All right. I get that up in the little notch right there. Yes. Now see, right now, again, now here's the feeling. If I could turn that rear tire, give a little right turn attitude, it would pop that rear up out of that little notch that it's stuck in. But these are the limitations we try to overcome. We will dig pump it and try to push it back. There, that's good. How much slide is it going to do though? Hold it down, hold it down. Nope. Oh, that was so close to looking like a boss move. Managed to get that out of the way. There's a big scratch right down the whole length of the driver's front window. It's a rock crawler now. All right. Can it get the straight up shot without cutting big to either side? Kind of slid in a little, but yeah, that rock is tough. That rock is real tough. Yeah, just so slip. Let's throw some Type S on that. Just butter it down with some Type S, and then get right over that. Yeah, unintentional design, but there's a little nub of a rock that sticks up that if I try to get too far right, it just pushes it right over. This is the same dig position where I power flopped it last time. Oh, that rear's getting high. Dig pushed it down. No! Okay. Now we're at mental crossroads. The direction I turn these tires is going to determine whether it puts that tire back down or flips it over. Part of my brain wants to turn down, but part of my brain wants to turn up. And by up, I mean to the right. So I have to make a snap decision here. Well, we're well beyond the time frame of a snap decision. I know it's not, throttle is not the answer here. So I either turn this to the left or I turn this to the right. And I feel like I turned it to the left. Nope. Oh, there is I wonder if the sun will catch it. That slide, oh, it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad now that I look at it closer.
But there's a scratch that basically runs the whole length of the roof now. So left was not the answer. It was not turn left. All right, boys, let's go over to the hardest stuff here. And good articulation. Let's head over to the hardest stuff and wrap this up before the camera is like, hey man, it is getting hot. So while I don't have things expressly negative to say about FlySky GT5s, I will say that for what they are, which, I mean, when I got mine were like 60, every one I bought was in that $60 to $70 range, except for one, which for some reason was $53 after tax. So I don't know what that was. They all appear identical, but you get what you get with a radio that costs $60 to $70, which is certain limitations. I don't think any argument could be made. Ooh. Can it? I was gonna say, can I get that front tire up without it rolling out, but I cannot. No argument could be made that the GT5 is an inferior radio to this old Airtronics MT4 that I just single-handedly knocked the battery tray out of. This is a better built radio, and it should be, because it costs, at the time, 4 times what a GT5 cost. And if you can find a receiver for it nowadays, the receivers are like $130. Not a lot of pure traction there. Definitely, I approached that better. When was that? Somebody should be able to do this. Get. Don't hang the rear end. Okay, I didn't think that much speed was going to be the answer, but I guess it was. Get that tire up. Oh, that bottom, that driver's rear is just tucked in there. Come on. Yep. Okay. I mean, this is some vertical stuff here. We'll see who's got the weight bias advantage. Oh, I can already see it lifting. It's the rear tire. It's just forcing it. I don't know if I have enough traction to pull the rear over. Oh yeah, that's one of those that feels good. That's an I did a thing moment right there. There's a diesel truck backing up. I don't mean that like metaphorically. There's an actual container truck. It's backing up very slowly, so we're gonna have to beep it a boop for a while. Did I leave too much parking here? Oh no! Hey, on the wheels. I do, yeah. I almost wish there was more resistance on the pot for the rear steer. It's real easy to bump it. Okay, once again, oh, okay. So it is just portal clearance. Like, the element really had to tricky trap that to try to get over. Now let's see what tire. Oh, and then just making it look easy so far. This is where the weight transfer portion is going to come right here. Put a little cheater mode on it. Okay, now he's getting it a lot more vertical and is already actually up on. Oh, Lil Yella has definitely got some competition. that was... Oh, poor Zoidberg looks like he's doing all the picking, but getting no fruit. So, yeah, Zoidberg, I think, has just unofficially, but officially, become the next project rig. Because, like, right there, that transition right there should not be that hard. He's got good ground clearance. He's got good steer angle. He has installed four-wheel steer, which I'm not using at this particular moment because the mixing is now the enemy. All right, can he keep this tire up over the top? He's so wide. This is definitely where a Zoidberg advantage comes in right here. I think if I try this particular move, like that's the tip angle right there. He is at the absolute limit. Yeah, upper not touching. Yeah. What do we got? Let's try that same out and around. These tires should have a little less issue, I think. A little better shape. Yes. All right, but you can already see right here, like that's an attitude. Ooh, I can feel that roll coming. This is side hill to the max. I think it's gonna get, I'm gonna try to point, it's gonna get right there. He's gonna move about a tire's circumference forward and he's coming off. Surprise me, Liliella. Surprise me. I think that was about right. I think that's about where I called it. That is directly as anticipated. Okay. So of the three, the one that I think has, I don't really have we got a graveyard here in the way. Can we do old school RC stuff? Can we, is this bumper shaped right? Can we headbutt this over? Nice. Enough of that sitting around. Okay. Checking out the yeah, there's just new life breathed in to the growlers. They were lackluster on Daphne at best. Try to get some big steer angle here. Oh, he's not really, oh, I mean, he's coming at it straight from the top now. So, oh, that was a transfer. Oh, I don't think my brain can do this. That's at full travel, right? Ooh, no, that's rolling out. Nope. Live to fight another day. Come back and cut it down. Oh man, this is the sketchiest surface out here because there's a lot of G, but that angle, he's already holding way more angle than I thought was possible for this rig. Because I'm cutting quite a bit of steering in it to try to keep, ooh, the graveyard. So, I think this has already run on far longer than I had hoped for a state of the canyon. This is just me wheeling, but hey, isn't that what this is about? Isn't that the point of these things? Look at that. You get the traction. We'll just go, go, go. Yeah, this was the only guy, it's width. This is the only guy that has a chance to make this side hill. So the showdown's looking pretty good. Look at that. It was because I stopped. He had enough. He was holding it. But I can't think and drive at the same time. I can talk without thinking. That's easy. There we go. You know, I'm not ashamed. I'm sitting down. I don't want to get up. Can I? I thought I might have enough traction to. Nope. He's just gonna dig a hole. Let's try. Well, they both have good bumpers. A good stinger bumper is a handy thing. Try coming around the top here. Yeah, again, in what is a long and drawn out closing, I am really getting addicted to four-wheel steer. Sometimes, four-wheel steer in reverse. My brain does not like that. Tip him up, tip him up, tip him up. There we go. So, here's the fellas. They came out to drive around. I really like that little wood knob. I don't think it's the sexiest thing that's ever been, but what I do think it does is work, and it fits in with my dexterity stat, so I think I can actually do it. Once again, I could just let the camera run, and I could just attack these lines all day long. So let's not do that. Let's make some small effort at I mean, brevity's out the window. I don't know how to be concise. I just ramble on and on for extended periods of time. I don't even think that, oh yeah, see? I couldn't even complete a thought. I was like, I don't know if Dig's gonna save me from this one. And it did. So I don't know. I think there's a definite possibility that Blue Sky High, the LCG-esque Blue Sky High, is now he is the contender now, I think. Because his CG is still acceptably low, but with how small the MST portal boxes are, his ground clearance is still fantastic. Which is not to say that Lil Yella isn't eminently capable, but we've got Lil Yella with Dig, and we've got Blue Sky High with four-wheel steer, and Zoidberg has both, but neither in its current configuration are particularly usable. Whereas the Dig on Lil Yella is perfectly usable, and the four-wheel steer on this guy is now something that I can get my brain around. It's just, I've definitely learned at this point, it has a speed rating. I can adapt to the four-wheel steer up to, but not to exceed, a certain speed. If the rig begins moving quicker than my brain can keep up, I just start flailing the wheel around. So there are the boys of the day. Maybe I can pose a, can I pose a thumbnail here? It's not a fantastic background, but click. That's I think that's great for today. I think it's too much. Can you have too much of a good thing? Can you have too much of this thing? I don't know. You all can decide. So, as per usual, I feel like there should just be an end card. I've probably said that 10 times. Thank y'all for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. I don't think I've touched anything else on the course. Let's mention that in the last 10 seconds of the video. It's just been the mortar stuff and getting these guys where they are. And thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking through it. Tune in for the next one. Hope to see you again. Have a good weekend, everybody.